Hey guys, it's your favorite girl Savannah, and today I'm coming at you with this how to study Japanese video for all the people on my channel that are watching me because they think it's cool that I speak a little Nihongo. So first of all, I'm going to apologize for my voice being a little hoarse. I don't know if it's because I have allergies or it's because I work at a preschool and I'm constantly yelling at people. But anyways, hopefully you can still understand me and get past the raspiness, and let's go. So first segment of this video, we're going to talk about not necessarily studying but practicing speaking and conversation. First of all, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, I don't come from a rich family. I can't just afford foreign exchange programs. I wasn't able to just be like, hey mom, can I go to Japan for like 2 years in high school? Like, that's not the type of family that I come from. Because this is America, right? So of course it's going to be hard to practice conversation if you're not living in the country in which the language is mainly spoken. So for me, I use awesome websites like japanguide.com to help me get pen pals to talk to me through Skype and other video applications. Now, with that being said, of course on those websites you're gonna have a little bit of that whole, you know, oh, what if a creeper comes and tries to hit me up, you know, I know I'm fine, but that sort of thing. Just be smart, delete them, block them, don't respond, and you'll be fine. If you're gonna have to spend a lot of messages to actually get people to respond, because of course it's like friends in real life. You can walk in, meet 500 people, but you only befriend 2, you know? I will leave links in the description box below. If you cannot find a pen pal, or you keep sending out messages but people aren't really being that receptive to you, I encourage you to just go online, and while you are studying the grammar and everything else, try to talk to yourself. I cannot tell you how many times a day I'm actually sitting there, instead of expressing my feelings and my thoughts in English, I'm trying to express them as best as I can in Japanese. So the second I want to move on to is the writing portion. Writing and reading. There are formal ways to learning how to learn Japanese through books, through internet websites and stuff like that. If you're familiar with the Japanese language, you probably already know that it has Hiragana, Katakana, and Kanji. Kanji are the Chinese characters. Katakana is used for foreign words, and Hiragana is kind of used to, you know, it's just the regular Japanese alphabet, I guess you can say, that can be blended with the Kanji to create this Japanese, right? Each of those 2 alphabets contain around 46 letters or characters, whatever you want to call them, okay? I'm gonna tell you this right now. When you hear 1,000 kanji, when you hear 46 hiragana and 46 katakana, you're probably looking at me like, what the? Like, I'm not about to learn all that. How I learned how to read and write was through emailing, Facebook Messenger, and Skype chat. Now, what I mean by that is I made a lot of friends through my pen pals. So what I would do is try my best to respond to these messages. You can look on YouTube for how to change your keyboards and stuff like that to into Japanese, so you can kind of type in the hiragana and kanji and all that and it'll come up for you. That's how I learned. It was kind of like if you keep seeing the same word, right, and you look it up and that's that same word, your mind's gonna automatically be like, oh, okay, this is food, this is that, this is that. This is what I'm gonna tell you. I've been studying Japanese for 8 years, okay? It's been 8 years. You have to be patient with yourself. Don't sit there and try to learn 46 kanji and 46 hiragana and 46 katakana all in one day, okay? Like, Japanese babies didn't just come out into the world and all of a sudden know how to read, write, and listen and all this other stuff in Japanese. Even though you have this burning desire to be like, oh, I want to learn this right now, try to be like, okay, I'm gonna learn 5 hiragana this week, 5 katakana this week. Do that until you finish the 46. You're going to thank me later, or thank yourself later, because you won't have to go back. We did speaking, we did reading and writing, and I think we're gonna talk about listening. Listening. This intimidates people because even when you're listening to English, you're like, you know, okay, this is our normal pace. You hear English, you naturally are like, yo, okay, this is what this person said, this is what they want me to do, yada yada yada. You need to get to that same level in with Japanese or any other language that you're trying to understand, okay? This is why I say if you're just now starting Japanese, spend the first year listening a lot. I'm talking about listen to the movies, listen to YouTubers, find some Japanese YouTubers that you like, makeup channels in Japanese. I'm gonna list the ones that I actually watch below in the description box. Even if you don't understand, I need you to try your best to just listen. Have it going while you're listening to your homework. Not listening to your homework, while you're doing your homework. Have it going while you're doing your makeup, when you get up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Watch anime. Have it going so your brain gets used to the sounds, and when it's time to actually speak, your brain kind of has an idea of how it's supposed to sound, accent wise, intonation wise, this, that, and the third. Vocabulary wise. Now, in order to kind of up your vocabulary, if you're familiar with the Japanese language, you're gonna know that there's a test called Noroku Shiken, Japanese proficiency test. They have plenty of those vocabulary lists online that I use to make flashcards and test myself. There's also online applications for electronic flashcards called Anki, which is really awesome. You can kind of pace yourself. I'll link those below as well. The Noroku Shiken vocabulary list, I think it's like 5 different levels, 5 being the easiest, 1 being the hardest. For each test, you're required to like know this many words, this many kanji, the Chinese characters, and this much grammar, you know? So you can kind of click on the one that you want to start, make flashcards for that, and kind of, you know, make sure you're memorizing that way. Or you can get dictionaries and make flashcards, and you can get a notebook and do it that way. Or you can just go online and find Japanese word core lists where they have, oh, the top 500 words. Start from there and trying to learn the words that way. Through conversation and listening to the anime or YouTubers and stuff like that, when your brain starts getting used to it, it's gonna be like, oh, I know that word, oh, I know that word. First you're gonna know 5, then you're gonna know 10, then your brain's gonna pick up 20, then 40, then 50, and so it's a gradual process. Now the last thing I wanna say is, this is gonna take a long ass time, okay? Learning a language takes a long time. You're gonna go through plateaus, you're gonna go through all types of stuff, and I'm here to tell you that you should not give up. If anything, you should take breaks or take it easy. Even if you do 15 minutes a day, that's better than stopping. You hit this plateau in the middle, keep doing the 15 minutes a day, because you're gonna find yourself getting out of that plateau. You're gonna understand more and more. It's gonna come more and more naturally, more and more natural to you over time. I went through so much crap in the 8 years that I've studied Japanese, and people are like, oh, how do you do it all by yourself? Just keep going, just don't stop, you know what I'm saying? So those are the best tips that I can give anybody trying to learn Japanese. I'm sorry I actually didn't do this video in Japanese because I didn't feel like it was necessary. If you're trying to learn how to speak Japanese, you probably don't already speak Japanese, so why should I spend the time making subtitles and doing all the extra stuff? So anyways, if you do want to hear me speak Japanese, you can totally check out my Get to Know Me tag. I did that in Japanese with English subtitles. I also have a video about my design process, because if you're familiar with my channel, I do handmade fashion lookbooks where I sew my own clothes, and I do those in Japanese. And then I also have a how and why I study Japanese at this stage of my learning video down below somewhere. I'll put that in the description box as well, okay? Make sure you click the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. I will see y'all next time. Bye. Nihongo, Nihongo, Nihongo.